police down, but to stop Texan police and Texan Rangers from doing that. So it's not just incompetence. For some reason, his administration has decided that the border has to remain open. And I, as a well-informed citizen, can only wonder why that might be.
What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
And now the resources that he is directing towards the southern border are because states like Texas have said, okay, well, the federal government isn't doing their job. We're going to have to maintain the security of the nation and secure the border. And he's now threatening to send federal police down, but to stop Texan police and Texan Rangers from doing that. So it's not just incompetence. For some reason, his administration has decided that the border has to remain open. And I, as a well-informed citizen, can only wonder why that might be.
What do you guys think about that? You heard about this? Have you heard about any of this that he just brought up right there?
A little bit, not too much to be quite honest.
Have you?
No, I haven't.
VP Kamala Harris said that what they need at the border is more funding to go to more asylum judges, to prosecute people, basically deal with the people coming in. And where the Biden administration has reclassified the definition of an illegal alien to not take into account people who come and say the magic words in English, that they would need asylum because they're fleeing, then they're good to go. The Obama administration, too, reclassified the definition of deportation to say, well, we turn you away at the border, but we don't even do that now. But he is right. This has been going on for decades. Public opinion polling has always been very negative on this issue, but the uniparty, no matter who's in power, be it Clinton, Bush, Biden, Obama, you've always had mass immigration from the southern border, and nobody's been able to do anything about it because the people who pull the strings in this country know that their power is more secure when they've got a bunch of people coming in, tens of millions from the third world.
Yeah.
Sure. I will say Kamala's a fan of the judicial system. She's right in that the court system needs more funding. I'm an attorney myself. I believe the immigration courts are underfunded. So let's say you did want to apply for citizenship, it might actually take years to get a hearing. There's just not enough judges. Not enough judges in the civil system, immigration, even the criminal system. So she's probably right to some extent that.
How would that reduce it?
Well, then you would.
It sounds like you're facilitating it in that way.
Well, you'd have to have a fact finder to see if you're legitimate or not, right? So if you're going to say this person claims to be an asylum, well, then they have to have a process for determining whether they qualify or not, and that's where judges come in.
By the way, the Senate bill that we were talking about, that Joe Biden's been talking about, is a cap of 5,000 people per day. That's 1.8 million a year.
Yeah.
That is not a reduction.
I'm for reduced immigration. I think we're overpopulated. So I don't.
True.
I'm not saying let them in, but then there's some shades of gray in all areas here. The court system's underfunded.
No, by the way, we're talking about illegal immigration. We're not talking about legal immigration.
Yeah.
Legal is 1 million a year. That's how it is. We're talking about on top of that, what's being allowed.
It takes the whole Congress and a Senate to really get something done. And that's what they're trying to scratch each other's back to, I'll vote for this and you vote for that if we can do that. It's just a big shell game with these guys.
The president controls the Department of Homeland Security, and the laws are on the books. And Joe Biden has actually used pen strokes to stop them from enforcing those laws. So literally, by tomorrow, Monday, the first business day of the week, we could undo that and have Border Patrol actually being allowed to do what they're supposed to be doing. And even if Border Patrol agents largely say, yeah, we're told to stand down, our hands are totally tied. So he could undo that. In the Senate, the Congress, they pass the laws. All he has to do is enforce them. That's what the executive is supposed to do.
And that's possible. I think they ought to let Texas do what Texas does. Let the states take care of their own problem. But this is a lot more complicated.
I agree with the last guy. Let Texas deal with it, and the federal government going down there to allow people to violate federal laws around immigration, probably not a good idea. There's no doubt he's responsible. He can stop it in one day if he wants to. All he wants to do is process people in and laws around immigration, probably not a good idea. There's no doubt he's responsible. He can stop it in one day if he wants to. All he wants to do is process people in and keep the Texas Rangers from protecting the border. The Rangers have just begun processing people.
You remove the policies that were working under Donald Trump, and now we have this crisis, 10 times the amount of immigration that Donald Trump had.
We didn't have immigration under Donald Trump.
We had about 30,000 a month, 40,000 a month. Last month, we just saw 300,000 illegally crossing the
crazy.
border.
And you know what? Maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe that'll get more people's attention to solve the crisis.
Well, you could by just enforcing the laws that are on the
Don't you
books.
think that's a natural byproduct of what's happening?
He could stop it by just enforcing the laws on the books.
Facts,
They're not.
JK.
Byproduct of what's happening.
JK
He could
speaks.
stop it by just enforcing the laws on the books. They're not enforcing the laws on the books.
JK speaks the real. That is why I salute JK. That is why I highly laud, highly praise JK, res- me- highly respect JK. He speaks. He speaks the real.
We have about 30,000 a month, 40,000 a month. Last month we just saw 300,000 illegally crossing the southern border.
And you know what? Maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe that'll get more people's attention.
He has civility too. He does not he does not shout, he does not yell, he does not castigate. He speaks civilly, bro. He speaks civilly, with class, with decorum, 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 decorum. Facts. He epitomizes
And you know what? Maybe
the
that'll make a difference. Maybe that'll get more
epitomizes
people's attention
decorum.
to solve the crisis.
Well, you
Right?
could by just
JK epitomizes decorum. JK epitomizes decorum. He epitomizes decorum.
1,000 illegally crossing the southern border.
And you know what? Maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe that'll get more people's attention to solve the crisis.
1,000 illegally crossing the southern border.
And you know what? Maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe.
We have about 30,000 a month, 40,000 a month. Last month we just saw 300,000 illegally crossing the
That's a
southern border.
crazy jump.
And you know what? Maybe that'll make a difference. Maybe that'll get more people's attention to solve the crisis.
Well, you
Right?
could by just enforcing the laws that are on the
Don't you
books.
think that's a natural byproduct of what's happening?
He could stop it by just enforcing the laws on the books. They're not enforcing the laws on the books.
The problem has to get worse before it gets better.
What do you think about the people that are saying Biden has nothing to do with it? It's not his fault at all. What do you think about that response that we're getting today?
Come on, man. Customs and Border Protection falls under federal government, falls under the president.
Yep.
I mean,
Yep.
absolutely. Whether it's good or bad, the president's got to own that, right? That's not a state issue.
Facts,
It's a federal
facts.
issue. Got to enforce the laws.
Texas is trying to do that right now.
The people that
It's a matter of time. Texas.
the people that believe Sleepy Joe should not take accountability for anything are sadly deluded, sadly benighted, naive.
Texas is trying to do that right now.
Right?
It's a matter of time. Texas is trying to do that right now.
The president's got to own that, right? That's not a state issue. That's a federal issue. Got to enforce the laws.
Texas is trying to do that right now.
Right?
It's a matter of time. Texas is trying to enforce the border right now. Joe Biden, don't interrupt. Let me finish this. Joe Biden sent his lawyers to sue Texas to prevent them from protecting the border. How do you explain that?
I don't know. Personally,
Joe Biden sent his lawyers to sue Texas to prevent them from protecting the border.
Wow.
How do you explain that?
I don't know. Personally, I think maybe we should take care of these people. All of them. Deport all the people that want to come, bring them over, put them in housing, feed them, clothe them, take care of them, yes.
Are you doing that with your own place? Are you bringing anyone in and taking care of them?
My own children, how about you? You got
No,
kids?
illegal immigrants.
Whoa, they haven't sent any to Huntington Beach yet, have they?
Would you house them if they came over? You would? John, what do you think about that?
Do y'all think he's capping or not? I don't know, bruh. I doubt it.
Are you doing that with your own place? Are you bringing anyone in and taking care of them?
My own children, how about you? You got
No,
kids?
illegal immigrants.
Whoa, they haven't sent any to Huntington Beach yet, have they?
Would you house them if they came over? You would? John, what do you think about that? He says just open borders. So now you're telling a little bit more of the truth. That's what
You have to, look, you have to interview them. You have to find out their background.
That's not what's happening right now.
No, I know. And
Facts,
it's a shame,
JK.
isn't it? It's a shame.
Well, it'd be less of a shame if we just enforced federal law.
Mm.
Find out their background.
That's not what's happening right now.
No, I know. And it's a shame, isn't it? It's a shame.
Well, it'd be less of a shame if we just enforce federal law.
No cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they going after Texas for enforcing the southern border?
Why?
How does that make sense?
To like the basic level understanding knowledge that I have, I know Texas is a real state, and I know that a lot of the policies that have been implemented, even the past 5 years, and just like a lot of the leaders that they have in general, are not things that he would agree with, or policies that would align with his beliefs. So I think that
Do you see it as a sabotage campaign for them because they disagree with them?
absolutely, I think because he doesn't agree with them, and because they're trying to take things in another direction, he's probably going to try to stop that as best as he knows how, and that his team knows how.
We're doing our construction, if you wanna have any problems with working outside of Home Depot and stuff like that,
Yeah.
they do phenomenal work.
Of course, I totally agree with that.
That's
Should they come here legally?
no,
or
no
should they-
doubt, no doubt. I agree with that, but people should not illegally enter the states. Facts.
I think because he doesn't agree with them, and because they're trying to take things in another direction, he's probably going to